finna me, me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Finna me, me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Finna me, me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me.
Hey guys, it is your Pontiff, the Pontiff, Archie Luxury on the Paul Pooter channel. Today guys, I am doing a paid review because I don't do shite for free. I'm doing paid review. I am doing paid review 21QA124. This is for Richard and I like this review. Before we start the review, of course, customary wrist watch check. I'm wearing a Z Blue. A Z Blue. That's exactly it there. A Z Blue. Z Blue. Z Blue. Okie dokie. So let's jump straight in to this review here. Okay, this is for Richard and it goes... This is a new review, Rolex Z Blue. Paul, I have had a few reviews from you in the past. It was your advice that leads me to buy my first luxury watch, a Rolex Milgauss Z Blue. I am wearing one myself as I film this vid. It was also your advice that prompted me to buy my second luxury watch, an Omega Man on the Moon. Large box, etc. Both are awesome watches and I enjoy wearing both. Anyway, now you are the owner of a Rolex Milgauss Z Blue and an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. I would love you to do a video review of both of your watches. What do you think of your Omega now you have one again? What are your thoughts on the Z Blue now you finally have one, etc.? In short, I'm paying you, Archie, to review part of your collection. This way, perhaps, when you feel like selling either of them in future, you can go back to this review and rekindle and remind yourself why you think both are such awesome watches. Regards, Richard. And I got to tell you, this is actually a very, very... Sometimes when you do these paid reviews, it forces you to think about the subject at hand there. And I got to tell you, at the moment, I'm strutting a 10-piece collection. 4 on leather straps. Sorry, 4 gold on a leather strap, 5 leather strap pieces, including the Reverso, 4 Pateks and the Reverso, 5, and 5 on steel bracelets, steel, 3 Rolex, including the Milgauss, a Tudor Black Bay, and a Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. So it is actually very interesting. What I have started doing is, because, okay, I'm scared of being burglars. I don't want to be burgled or, I don't want to make myself a target. So I limit myself to 2 watches at a time. And at the moment, I've got my Z Blue and one of the Patek Calatravas. But it's very interesting you ask, what do I think of the Z Blue and the Speedy? And this is actually a really interesting thing, because what I'm going to say may shock you, but I reckon those 2 pieces, do you really need more than that? Okay, do you really need more than that? And I got to tell you, in all honesty, the Z Blue, what I love about the Z Blue is it has no date. See, the date is a great function if you've got one watch and that's the only one you wear. But when it stops, then you got to set it. Is it AM or PM cycle? You never really know. It just shites you off. The Z Blue You just set the time, give it a wind and a bit of a shake, put it on and off you go. That's it. Every man needs a Rolex because they are waterproof. You can get caught in the rain. You can swim. You can jump into the river to save the boy who fell in or the child that fell in. You can. It's a Rolex. It's waterproof. I think the 40 mil is a great size. The blue dial is stunning. I'm a child of the 70s. I love the orange. I love the orange hand. So, I got to say, I really think the Z Blue could be a one-and-done Rolex for anyone. It is a very cool watch. It's a sports watch, but it passes as a dress because no date, no superfluous complications, no bezel, and polished centerlink. So it could almost be a dress watch. It's like turning up to a wedding and you got a single-breasted suit. It's not going to get you in, it's not a tux. It's not a tux. But it's also not jeans and joggers. It's you've made an effort. Perfect for a job interview. So in my opinion, I think the Milgauss itself, I love it. I've always loved the color blue. Blue has always been, when I was a kid, I'd only wear blue clothes. This was when I was about 2 or 3, I think. I love blue. The Z Blue, I got to be totally, I think it's gorgeous. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Perfect. I love the half link. Okay, it's not as nice as the glide lock on the sub. Yeah, granted. But I love it. It's just a casual, it's business-like, but without, it's absolutely stunning. Then let's talk about the Speedy. So you have your one Rolex. Okay, perfectly done. And then as a second watch, I believe in the yin and the yang. The Rolex is an automatic. Well, we don't want to go quartz, but we want to go, manual wind. Ditto, we don't want a date because it's hard to set. But then, what about a chronograph, a sports chronograph? And it doesn't get any cooler than the man on the fucking moon. And I got to say this to you, that two-piece combo, I really look at that and say, you know what? That could be a perfect two-piece meal deal hunger buster. That is all you need. And think about it, these superfluous functions. We don't really need a date. We've got an iPhone for the date. We don't need, the bezel's handy, but it makes it bigger and bulkier. It's more of a target. The Milgauss is under the radar. The Speedy, you could never be accused of being elitist with a Speedmaster. It's what good science subject masters at your high school would have worn. It's the Moonwatch. The Moonwatch. Now I've got the same, I got the big box Omega, which I love. Okay, I'm a sucker. I mean, I thought it was gimmicky. I love it. You got the big box, you got the medallion, you could put it on your belt buckle if you really wanted to. You got the loop, the little bracelet changer thingy. You got the NATO, not the NATO, the Velcro strap. It's just so damn cool. So, with the Omega itself, what can I say? It's a beautiful complement to the Rolex, the yin and the yang. One's automatic, one's manual wind. One's Rolex, one's Omega. One's a three-hander, one's a chrono. One's blue, one's black. It's a perfect pair. And I've got to tell you, if I wasn't doing YouTube, if I wasn't the international YouTube celebrity that I am, I can't think of a finer collection to have. I really can't. A Speedy and a Milgauss. What more do you want? What more do you really, really want? What do you want? And it's funny, you know, I've kind of thought about this. You say you want a diver, you want a GMT. You know what? Forget it. Just give me a Millie and a Speedy, and you're pretty well done. You're pretty well done. I can't think of a better two-piece combo, because when you got the Milgauss, it's in that blue. It's got a nice presence. It's not a small watch. It's not like a 36. It's a 40 mil, big, hefty, without being ridiculous. And I honestly think as a pair, I've never actually thought about it as a pair. I kind of, now that you mention it, it could be absolutely perfect. What more could you want? A two-piece Hunger Buster. Two-piece Hunger Buster. I mean, do you really... Look, it's a waterproof watch. You can swim with it. Who does diving in a Rolex? I really do think it could be a great two-piece pair. I haven't really thought about it as a pair. This is the first time, and I got to be honest with you, I did silly things in the past. I sold a whole lot off, and I went all Patek, and I did stupid things. One brand per watch. And you know what? Now, I got my 10. I don't really want to sell anything besides maybe the tuner. The tuner is the only, but even then, I love my tuner. A Speedy and a Z Blue. What a beautiful pair. I mean, seriously, do you need more than that? What do you need more than that? All circumstances, you could wear those watches. They're beautiful pieces. Two beautiful instruments, two big brands, Omega and Rolex. That's a great. They're both legendary. A Milgauss and a Man on the Moon Speedmaster. How could you not love that? In fact, less is more. It empowers me to think, man, you could honestly pull that off. So I got to tell you, the cogs are turning, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy has nailed it. I think it's such a beautiful... What would I add? I wouldn't add nothing. Nothing to the pair. Nothing. I don't think I'd need to add anything to the pair. What would I add to that pair? See, I don't think you'd need to. I mean, do you really want a leather strap watch? I mean, I got 5 leather strap watches, 4 Pateks and a Reverso. I don't think you need it. You can wear the Millie everywhere. That's a perfect dress, fancy-wancy watch. I got a feeling that could be a fantastic two-piece Hunger Buster. Hunger Buster. I don't know you wouldn't need to add a damn thing. It's absolutely beautiful. I wouldn't add a damn thing to that collection. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what I would add. Absolutely nothing. Amazing idea. Absolutely nothing. You don't need to add a damn thing to that collection. It is beautiful. I don't think... What do you need? You got a beautiful Rolex and you got an Omega. That's it. That's it. Maybe when you turn 50, you could add a two-tone bluesy Submariner if you wanted to be a bit avant-garde. But that's it. Richard, you've nailed it. Those two, I don't see what else. There's nothing I could suggest there. That's just the perfect minimalist combo luxury watch deal. Guys, like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Don't be afraid to put some comments below. And Richard, I'm not selling those two. Those are two in the collection. They're not being sold. Definitely no. So don't worry about that. Okay, guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends, put some comments below. Guys, I can't survive on Google Ads. I need paid reviews. Without paid reviews, I can't survive. Please get a paid review done. It would really help me survive. Okay, guys. Also, Patreon. Sponsor me on Patreon. You can pay $1 a month. It's like being in an elite club. I send tidbits of stuff I'm watching. I do all sorts of stuff. Guys, please sign up to Patreon. I need it. I can't survive on the Googles. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Hi, guys, Archie Luxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 US for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 US paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, Archie Luxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.